Today I'm going to tell you how I managed to win a 2017 Land Rover Discovery from Copart for just £3,000. It was listed with mechanical issues and honestly it felt like playing poker. You put your money on the table without really knowing what's hiding under the hood.
Hello guys, today we have another patient, another Land Rover 2.0 diesel, change timing kit.
This could have been a disaster or a jackpot. After inspection, I realized the main issue was the timing system. Nothing catastrophic, just a worn-out timing kit. The real cause was poor maintenance. The previous owner skipped oil changes, and that led to wear. I stripped down the front of the engine and exposed the timing components. The chain was stretched, guides worn, classic signs of oil neglect. While I was there, I also replaced a known weak spot on these 2.0 Ingenium engines. Then it was time for the new timing kit. Chain, guides, tensioner and sprockets. Everything carefully aligned, double-checked to avoid mistakes. Once it was bolted back together, the engine was ready. The crankshaft oil seal between gearbox and engine. If this fails, it can cause leaks and serious headaches, so better to replace it preventively. After reassembling the battery tray, I went on to put back all the engine covers, pipes and brackets that had been removed during the timing chain job. The intake pipes were refitted carefully, making sure every clamp was tight and every hose was seated properly to avoid air leaks. The coolant pipes and wiring looms went back into their clips, exactly as they came out, to keep everything secure and tidy. Then I closed up the plastic engine covers, not just for looks, but also to keep dirt and debris away from sensitive components. Finally, with everything in place, I reconnected the battery terminals, positive first, then negative, and double-checked all the connections. A properly connected battery makes all the difference. It's not just about getting the car to start. It's about ensuring stable voltage for all the electronics, sensors, and control modules. If the terminals are loose or corroded, you can get strange warning lights, misfires, or even a no-start situation. That's why I always clean the contacts, tighten them properly, and make sure the battery is secured in place so it won't move under vibration. With the battery firmly connected, you know the engine has the power it needs for that crucial first start. I also changed the air filter. It was absolutely filthy, packed with dust and debris. A new filter lets the engine breathe properly, improves throttle response, and even helps fuel economy. The air filter, honestly, it really had to be replaced. When I pulled it out, it was full of dust, dirt, and even small leaves stuck between the folds. Clearly, it hadn't been changed in a very long time. A clogged air filter suffocates the engine. It reduces airflow, increases fuel consumption, and can cause deposits on the valves and turbo. It's one of those cheap parts that makes a huge difference if ignored.
Send it. Yeah, if you got but I need for the moment it's very good one way. Okay. Yeah, no problem, send it.
Of course, one oil change wasn't enough. The engine had sludge everywhere, so I did multiple oil flushes with additives to clean out the old residues. Each time, fresh oil, short run, drain, and a brand new filter. I repeated this until the oil came out clean. When I pulled out the old oil filter, it was shocking. The paper element was completely saturated, dark, and sticky, almost glued together from all the sludge. Instead of filtering, it was basically choking the oil flow. This is exactly what happens when oil isn't changed on time. The filter becomes clogged, the engine starves for clean oil, and critical parts like the timing chain and turbo start to suffer. Replacing it with a fresh filter each flush was the only way to give this engine a proper second chance. Next, I cleaned the turbo oil channels. With the old dirty oil, these passages were at risk of clogging. If the turbo doesn't get proper lubrication, it's game over. Now with clean oil flowing, the turbo is safe and ready for miles ahead. With each flush, the additives loosened more of the hidden dirt, and when I drained the oil, you could see how much contamination came out. Each time I refilled with fresh oil and fitted a new filter, the engine got cleaner and healthier. By the last flush, the oil was finally coming out clear. Proof that the residues were gone and the lubrication system was working the way it should. Once the flushes were complete and all the old oil had been drained out, it was time to refit everything. I installed a brand new oil filter, tightened it securely in place, and made sure the rubber seal was properly seated. I also replaced and secured the air filter cover, locking it down so no unfiltered air could bypass the system. Every clip and screw was tightened back the way it should be, leaving the engine bay clean and organized. With fresh filters and everything sealed up, the engine was finally ready to run smoothly and breathe like it should. Before the first start, I went over the entire engine bay one more time. I did a final check of every connection, hose and wiring loop. Each clamp had to be tight, each plug fully clicked in, and every hose seated correctly. Even the smallest loose connection could cause a coolant leak, a vacuum leak, or an electrical fault. Taking a few extra minutes here makes all the difference. It's the step that separates a rushed job from a reliable repair. And now, the moment of truth, the first key turn. After all the work, all the checks, and all the fluids replaced, this is where it either comes to life or shows us there's still trouble hidden inside. I turned the key, and the engine fired up immediately. Smooth idle, no strange rattles, no warning lights. Just the solid, confident sound of a healthy diesel engine coming back to life. Finally, time for a proper test drive. And wow.
Land Rover Discovery 2017. It's a stylish and capable model. But remember, change oil on time. Skip it and your timing chain is going in permanent vacation, and it is an expensive trip.
The Discovery pulled strong, smooth acceleration, no vibrations, just the way a Land Rover should drive. From a risky Copart gamble to a fully running SUV, 3,000 pounds for the car, 400 pounds for the timing kit, plus some hard work. Definitely worth it. If you enjoyed this rebuild, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. More rescues, repairs, and test drives are on the way.